everyone. Thank you for joining me today, where we will talk about our local communities and why they need you. We will focus here on the deaf communities, but I think the same principle applies to any other communities. So let's start from introducing myself. My name is Marcin. I work as software engineer at Icon Solution when we build a payment orchestration framework using reactive programming. But for this talk, it's even more important that I'm a London Java community member for, I think, 10 years. And I represent LGC in Jakarta East Steering Committee. And also I'm Devoxx UK volunteer for 6 years. So if you have any questions, you can find me around. So after introducing myself, I want to know a bit about you. Who is on Java 8? Oh, sorry, that was the wrong question. Actually, I want to ask if any of you is already a member of the local community. Yeah, okay, great. So the other people I asked to actually join, and some of those who are already members, in this talk I will ask you to step up your game. So when I'm London Java community member, yes, and I'm very often approached by people and who they ask, what are we doing there, what this community is about. So then I answered that, what we are doing, our history, what activities we have right now. But on top of my head, I think that's the wrong question to ask. What are we doing there? The question which I think you should ask is, so that's the wrong question, but we want to ask, what do I want the community to be for me? Because the first question is kind of like applied that you want to only consume from the community, and the other is like you want to grow the community, be part of it. So, and the question is why you should do it? Yes, because every community, behind every community, there are people. There are no fairies who run it. There are normal people like me, you, but they become leaders, great people. And without them, without us, the communities will just basically die. Especially after experience of pandemic, we are in the process of like the rebuilding a lot of communities, a lot of VJAX basically struggle now for just like starting from the scratch. So what I'm asking is to think about how you can contribute to your community. Yes, how you can think to grow the community, but at the same time you will grow with it. So how to do it? Yes, I want to present that on example of my community, London Java community, where it started many years ago before I joined. And there was a group of people who were thinking that, yes, we want to talk about the technology. Java at the time was still like very exciting technology, network and share the knowledge, yes? And what they didn't thought that someone will do it for them. They just create LGC. And many meetups later, 100 meetups later, 1,000 discussion later, they have great careers. They are company owners, CTOs, renew speakers, authors of the books. And everything for them starts from asking the question, yes, what I can do, what I want the community to be for me. And some of examples from London Java community I want to talk is about two of the members, which is Ben and Martin. They met at one of the LGC events. And through discussion, they discovered that there is like opportunity on the market to writing a book for Java developers. And you basically don't just write the book, but you have also published it, yes? And as they never wrote the book, they didn't know how to do it. So through the LGC, which is a great platform for networking, they found the publisher, published the book, which is this one, and then a few more. And through that process, they didn't finish there. To give back to the community, they create the workshop for LGC about writing books, how to write the book. And some, for example, I know Ben also invite other LGC members to actually co-author the books with them. And as a result, we from LGC, we have quite a few people who are now the book authors. So your community today, as I said before, we are in the period like a lot of community struggle, and you can contribute on many, many ways. For example, I will tell now my story, which I joined the LGC when I still was a student at university, and obviously I was the taker at the time. I spammed the London Java community, Java 101 channel with basic questions. Going to the events where most often I understand less than I understand what they was talking about. And I was basically a spectator. But I was always thinking that at some point I would have to pay back what I received from community. And the opportunity come, like one of the organizers asked me about, not me personally, but asked about the feedback for one of the events. And I sent that feedback, didn't think a lot about it, yes. And something happened. By giving this little bit to the community, I become like, I lost my anonymity. So I become like, okay, this is the guy who want to do more. And when the opportunities come to do something more, I was just, yeah, I'm the guy. So for example, I start helping organizing London Java Community and Conference, where, again, I give a bit of my time, but in return, I learned from the inside how to organize events, which then leads to another opportunities where, for example, like I say, I'm Devoxx UK volunteer for the last 6 times. So I start volunteering for Devoxx, where I found how to organize even bigger events. Then when the time comes, I step up and start representing LGC in Jakarta EE steering committee. Otherwise, we as a community will lose that place. And again, giving a bit of myself, my time and experience. That was like 2 years ago, so I was much more experienced than many years ago. I learned from inside how to run huge project with the large contributing organization and many individual contributors. So when the time, for example, comes when I will get like more managerial responsibilities, I would already know how to do it. So every time I decided to give a bit to the community, I receive 10 times more. So it's the great time to kind of like establish your career. So it's not only, by giving something more, you receive more. And kind of like the last chapter of this, maybe not the last, but today's chapter of this is basically I'm standing here and talking to you. And this wouldn't happen without community. So by going these all steps, when I make a decision, I don't know, 10 years ago to be the guy who actually give back to the community. This led me to this place where I'm giving the talk like one of the greatest conferences in the world. So what I ask you for, ask the question, what I want the community to be for me, how I want to shape it, how I can help to be the greatest. Because without people, normal people as us, they are not heroes. They are not some people with superpowers. They are the same as everyone. We can make our industry better, our lives better, our careers better. So, yes, that's really what I want to ask you for. Thank you. Are there any questions? No? But if you find that you have any questions, I'm just around. If you want to discuss about community, LGC, how to join, what we, again, ask the questions which you should not ask. But yeah, I'm really happy to answer those.
I have a question.
Yep.
So now, what kind of event do you organize?
So as I said during the presentation that we, after lockdown, changed a lot. We basically... Okay. So the question was what events we organize right now in the LGC. So as I said during the presentation, after lockdowns, pandemic, during the lockdowns, pandemic, everything stopped. There was no communities, and that is kind of like the pattern around the world. All JAGs struggling with that. So we start building like from the scratch. Yeah? So we started with the monthly events. When I joined first live event like 2 years ago after the lockdown, there were only like 10 people in the room. Now we're still in the position like we fill the full room. But again, this wouldn't happen without people, yes. We also, and that was my initiative again, start in June last year, roundtables. Okay, so the live events are about, like we have like the 2 speakers, very formal, people coming, there are 2 presentations, we have a bit of social as well, and we go home, yes. On the roundtable is very informal, like you can come, whatever topic you want to talk about. Funny thing we found out from this event is people are just coming to talk because they are give up with working from home and then they spend the whole day just in the room and just coming to talk. So that's the other event. We just starting now more like root events, grassroots events where basically so London Java community, as I said before, in the past we create or make a lot of speakers, and we want to come back to this grassroots community where we try to help new speakers, to some people like me, for example, which I'm a new speaker as well, to help them grow by giving a chance to speak in very friendly atmosphere. But also, again, the question is, for example, what do you want to run? Yes, we can revert that question. Yes, if you think, okay, I want to contribute to open source project, you can come and okay, I have this idea, and I'm sure you will find the people who will go along with you on the journey. So that's basically it. We have 1 more minute, so if there are quick question. No? So thank you again.